Buyers would likely examine the slave, assessing their strength, health, and potential usefulness. Bids would be made, prices negotiated, and deals struck. The slaves, powerless to resist, would be handed over to their new owners, their fate uncertain. While focused on England, the book Viking Age England by Sawyer sheds light on the type of transactions common in Viking slave markets. He writes, "Payment for slaves could be made in various forms, including silver, goods, or even other slaves. The price of a slave varied depending on their age, health, and skills. The emotional and psychological trauma experienced by those enslaved and sold in the Dublin market is unimaginable. Torn from their families and homes, stripped of their identity and freedom, they faced a future of hardship." Dublin, a thriving Viking city in the heart of medieval Ireland, a hub of trade, culture, and slavery. The Annals of the Four Masters, a chronicle of Irish history, frequently mention Dublin as a centre for the slave trade, with entries like this from the year 821 AD. The Vikings still continued to plunder and burn the churches of Ireland, and they carried off many prisoners, both men and women, into captivity. These captives, often taken during raids on monasteries and settlements, would be transported to Dublin and sold in its bustling slave markets. Slavery in Dublin was a harsh reality. Slaves were seen as commodities, chattels to be bought, sold, and exploited, as described by historian Arman Jakobsson in his work Slavery in Medieval Scandinavia. They endured grueling labor, from domestic chores to agricultural work, and even skilled crafts. But even in this oppressive environment, the spirit of resistance flickered. Forms of resistance were varied. The Icelandic sagas, though often romanticized, provide some insight into the methods employed by slaves. In the Laxdala saga, a slave named Melkorka, captured in Ireland, feigns illnesses to avoid work and secretly maintains her native language. Such acts of defiance, though small, preserved a sense of identity and challenged the control of their masters. Other forms of resistance included sabotage, deliberately breaking tools, ruining crops, or spoiling food to disrupt the routines of their masters and inflict economic damage. Theft, stealing small items of value, both as a form of protest and to acquire resources that might aid in escape. Feigning ignorance, pretending not to understand instruction, to slow down work or cause frustration. Maintaining cultural traditions, secretly practicing their religion, singing songs from their homeland, or telling stories to keep their cultural heritage alive.